Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan, and this is the Curls Do It Best channel where we talk all things beauty, motherhood, and life. I am so happy that you guys are here today. I actually just uploaded a video where I showed like a little day in the life of while my kids stayed home with me while I worked. I am a working mom. I do work from home. I work in corporate, and honestly, it was a very humbling experience. But I wanted to show what my life looks like as a working mom, because I know that whenever I came off of maternity leave and went back into work, I resorted to YouTube to see like what other moms' days looked like whenever they went to work, and how they managed everything and balanced everything. And there were not a ton of videos out there. Obviously, content creation has blown up a ton over the last 2.5 years, but I just know that at the time, like, this is something that could have been super helpful for me, and so hopefully it will be helpful for you. So like I said, I do work from home. I have not always worked from home. Whenever I was going back to work after I had my son, I worked actually at my alma mater, so I worked in an office. It was honestly about 5 minutes from our house, but then we ended up moving, and I commuted an hour and a half to work and an hour and a half home every single day, so 3 hours altogether. We ended up putting my son in daycare, and it was a lot. It was a big transition, going from being with my kid literally all day, every day, to now someone else is being pretty much the primary caregiver throughout the day, and I'm working, I'm pumping, I'm, just having to manage and balance all of these new transitions, and it was hard. It wasn't until about 1.5 years ago that I started working from home. My kids still do go to daycare. My daughter actually stayed home with me for 8 months until her spot opened up at the daycare that my son goes to. And now I do work from home while they go to daycare. I feel like this is a really good balance for us. I always known that I wanted to be a working woman. I graduated in December of 2019 with my bachelor's in business administration, and then I graduated again in December of 2021 with my master's in business administration. So this is always something that I've wanted to do, but obviously motherhood came, and I love motherhood so much. So it was really hard trying to figure out like what was the best way to be a great mother but also be a businesswoman, because I know that that is something that I've always wanted to be. And honestly, I grew up with my mom being a single mom to 3 kids, so I've never seen it any other way. I've always just seen women working in my life. So that was something that I just kind of figured was going to be my next path to take. Like I said, I have been working from home for the last 1.5 years, and I feel like this is perfect for my lifestyle, for the balancing act of, being a mom, but also, being there for my kids every single moment that I can be. And I feel like it's great. So I just really want to share like some pros and cons with you guys of being a working woman, being a working mom, and then also working from home. So first, we're going to dive into the pros, because let's start off high and strong. Obviously, working from home brings so much flexibility of working. So I do have, set hours where I am working. However, my manager was very upfront with me and was like, if you need to take your kids to daycare, take your kids to daycare. If you need to pick them up early, pick them up early. If you need to do these things, as long as you are in communication with us, that's fine. So obviously this will vary company to company and manager to manager, but having that flexibility of being able to go pick up my kids from daycare and, taking 15 is so, it's just so relieving to know like it's not an end all be all. And also, with that being said, showing my day in the life of, working from home with my kids, that means I don't have to take PTO every single time they get sick, because if you have a kid, especially in daycare, they get sick every other week, and it can be so stressful, just like trying to manage your PTO while also manage like your kid being sick and things like that. So having that flexibility is so useful, and I absolutely love it. My next thing is I love the idea, and not even just that idea, I love the reality of being able to, if I don't have anything going on, nothing's pressing at the moment, I can step away and I can go put some dishes in the dishwasher. Or if I'm just on an informational meeting, I can turn off my camera, turn off my mic, and fold some laundry. Like, those things I truly just consider myself blessed, and honestly a luxury, because if I was working in an office, I would be coming home to these things and having to do these things after working, but being able to do these things while I'm working is such a luxury that I do not take for granted by any means. And also, just being able to take breaks in the comfort of your own home is just chef's kiss. Love it. Being able to go sit on my couch, or being able to lay in my bed, or even being able to go take a midday shower, like those things are absolutely amazing. And you don't obviously get that whenever you're in an office and your break looks like going to the water cooler, or just taking a lap outside, or just going to your best friend's office. But these things, being able to be in the comfort of your own home are truly, like, in my idea, like, just they change the way that working should look like, in my opinion. With all good things, there comes some bad things. There comes some hard things. There's challenges of being a working mom, and there's challenges of being a working mom that works from home. I think my biggest challenge is honestly the fact that whenever my kids are sick, 9 times out of 10, that means that I am managing my time working while also my time being a mom while they're here. If they're sick, they obviously need my attention. If they're not super sick, then it's like, okay, like now it's a balancing act of I'm gonna work while I also have my kids here. And I think that that's just where it becomes like super duper challenging, because I want to be the best worker, but I also want to be the best mom. And it could just be really hard trying to figure out that balance. Another really hard challenge is kind of creating just a space and a time just for work, and a space and a time just for play. Because honestly, like, Outlook is on my phone as soon as I wake up. I'm checking my emails, I'm checking like my meetings for the day, and it can be really hard, to clock out of work whenever everything is just in the palms of your hands. And it can also be like really hard to clock out of work whenever, you're up really late at night, you have some free time, and you might want to like catch up on some emails or catch up on some work, get ahead. And just like creating that boundary is really, really essential. And even when you create it, implementing those boundaries is just as crucial. So I would say that that is also another huge challenge that comes to this work from home nature. And I don't know if any other women, especially mothers, can feel this way. I do work in, like, I would say like a pretty female dominated company, and I love that, but sometimes I have felt like I need to overcompensate because like I am a mom. So like, for example, yesterday whenever my kids were home, I felt like I needed to get more work done than I might have typically, because I don't want anyone thinking that I'm not working because my kids are home. So I'm kind of going above and beyond to show, I swear I'm working, and then it just kind of adds on this extra stress onto me that might not necessarily be necessary, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, I guess a subconscious thing that I do. And I tend to do that a lot. Just honestly being like one of the only moms on my team, it's like I feel like I need to kind of like go above and beyond to show like I take this seriously, I want this job, I need this job, and things like that. And lastly, I would say the hardest thing in the sense of culture wise is not being able to grow in my career the way that I wish that I could. I have technically been graduated for 4 years now, and I don't feel like I'm like at a level of where I've been like seeing maybe my other friends who work in an office of growth. And I think a lot of that is because I don't really seek those opportunities of growth, because I'm honestly like in survival mode 9 times out of 10. So it's kind of like I'm not really looking for extra work. I'm not really looking to like put myself out there and do things that are harder, because I'm simply just trying to get by. I feel like that has been my life for the last 3 years, is just trying to get by. But I also feel like in the workspace that could be really damaging on me. And then I get to the end of the year and I'm like, man, I would love to have gotten a little bit further this year in my career. But at the same time, like, I'm managing family and motherhood and life on top of working, and that can be really, really stressful. So I would just, keep all of these things in mind. I absolutely love working from home, and I love working. I feel like it gives me a sense of purpose outside of motherhood, and I love being able to provide for my family. I love being able to, hopefully instill work ethic into my kids. I want them to see, what a hardworking woman looks like, what a hardworking mother looks like, and I want them to see, you know, what dedication, commitment, loyalty, all of these things will look like, and hopefully what will pay off as well. You know, my husband, he is a full-time student, full-time worker, so I work because I have to, but I also work because I want to, and I think that that is truly like the crucial part in all of this. Is some moms, they just need to have some set of identity outside of motherhood. Some people, they just absolutely have to work. They're single, or they just don't bring in enough income between, you know, the other partner. So I think that I resonate on both ends of that. And I just want to send a ton of solidarity and a ton of love to any other moms who may be struggling. If you are looking at a work from home position, just because I'm saying these things does not mean that it is going to apply to you. It definitely varies company to company and manager to manager. But I will say, working from home, I feel like it has changed my mental health. It has changed my outlook on life. It has changed the way that I view motherhood, and just also the way that I view just being an employee. So I think that there are so many good things that come from it, and maybe that can give you a little bit of hope moving forward. But I want to share more content like this. So if this was helpful at all in any way, form, or fashion, definitely let me know. If there's anything else that you would like to know, feel free to comment, and make sure that you like and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you real soon. Bye.